Crown of Midnight? No! Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I will give you my honest Throne of Glass review. I don't really know where to start with this, but I saw someone make a video like this, giving a book series a review, and I think it's a very nice idea. Throne of Glass is pretty popular on BookTok, but I think also on YouTube I've seen some people making videos about the series, and I myself am a huge Throne of Glass fan. I started reading this book around a year and a half ago, and it also took me a year to finish the series. And then you may think, oh, then it's probably super bad. No, it took me so long because I didn't want to finish. Just as simple as that. People from my school are tired of me because every single subject assignment where you can fill your own subject in, I use Throne of Glass. So people in my class already know everything about the series, but you guys don't. So I decided to just make my honest review about the Throne of Glass series, and I'll also explain how to read the series because there's also some complications in there. I'll just say how I read the series and what I recommend, so let's get into it. So first of all, the entire series is right behind me. This is how I display it. If you're a good watcher, you can see that I don't have Airfire, because I read that one online and I never bought it, which is such a crime because I'm a huge Throne of Glass fan. So yeah, don't come after me. I will buy it eventually, okay? But I read the book, obviously. So first we start off with the first book in the series, Throne of Glass. This is one of the original covers. Throne of Glass is now a new cover, which is these dark ones, which I don't like. I don't have the original cover. I've left the three books from the original box set, which was white. The original books look like this. I don't know, I'll just search on a picture. At the time, I didn't choose for the original, I chose for this one. But now they're both not available anymore. So I got to pick one kind of original cover, which I'm happy about because I find these way more beautiful. This is the first book, Throne of Glass. It's the name of the series. This is where you should start if you want to start reading. In this story, you will learn the characters, the world, the people who are in it. You know, you will just meet the world, the universe where this book series is playing in. And I think that's very important when you read a series. You get to know what you're doing in it and who is in it, so that you will understand. So here you will meet Celaena Sardothien, the assassin. There's a whole backstory of her which you will read after. It's the Assassin's Blade that explains the entire backstory, how she became an assassin and how that all happened. But in this book, she's an assassin and she is in the salt mines. Now this is the map in the book. It's gorgeous, and you can see salt mines, Adderland, Terrason, Fen Harrow, Alleyway, the desert land. Yeah, it's all in Erelia. Beautiful. I'll just read the back of this book so that you know what it's about. In the dark, filthy salt mines of Endovir, so those are the salt mines, an 18-year-old girl is serving a life sentence. She is a trained assassin, the best of her kind, but she made a fatal mistake. She got caught. Young Captain Westfall, which we will learn more about, offers her a deal. Her freedom in return for one huge sacrifice. Celaena must represent the prince into a death tournament, fighting the most gifted thieves and assassins in the land. Live or die, Celaena will be free. Win or lose, she is about to discover her true destiny. But will her assassin's heart be melted? I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's an amazing start off with the book series. So here you'll just get to know the characters, what the world is like. So after Throne of Glass, you're gonna head off to the second book in the series, Crown of Midnight. No! Crown of Midnight is the second book in the series, and I also, happily me, got the original one. These covers are so much more beautiful. It's really nice, you know, you continue in the book series. The story is written that you don't want to stop reading. It's not that difficult English, which is also something that's really nice. But this is what happens in the second book. I'll just read the back. I think that's more easier to explain without spoiling. Celaena Sardothien, royal assassin, is the king of Adarlan's deadliest weapon. She must win her freedom through his enemy's blood, but she cannot bear to kill for the crown. And every death Celaena fakes, every lie she tells, puts those she loves at risk. Torn between her two protectors, a captain and a prince, and battling a dark force far greater than the king, Celaena must decide what she will fight for, her liberty, her heart, or the fate of a kingdom. This book is also really nice. You get just into the story again, into the characters. She is in the palace, and there's also romance. She will discover romance for the prince. Dorian, he is also amazing. You will see her grow insanely much in the series. She will grow from a young 16-year-old assassin to... we'll see. I'll explain later if we're going further in the books. So this is the second book. Read it as the second one. Now there will be a little complication. Here's what people find really complicated, because Assassin's Blade is what I recommend the third book you read. Then you might think, why? Why are you so weird about this? Well, this story happens before Throne of Glass. So in this book, you will learn about how Celaena became an assassin and how she even ended up in the salt mines, where this book started with. Why am I recommending you to read this as the third book? Is because if you read this book as first, you will not understand the story that well and the characters that well than if you start with Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass, the storyline will be better introduced and the characters as well. This book, read it as third, just believe me, it will be way better for your understanding. And I think for me it also changed a lot, because in Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight there will be flashbacks towards what happened in this book, and then you're like, oh, what happened here? And then when you read this book you're like, oh, that's how that went. It's like a little link. So read this as the third book. I'm just telling you, this one is beautiful. It's, yeah, Celaena is younger. You will discover something about her that will be an enormous plot twist. It's so worth reading. Here she falls in love with Sam Courtland, which will be heartbreaking story. I'm already warning you, but it's also beautiful, and Sam Courtland will be announced more in the books. I'm not saying what happened, but yeah, this is the third book. I really like this one. I really like this one. And then there's Airfire, which I don't have in my bookshelf. In Airfire, well, at the end of Crown of Midnight, she will discover something about herself, that she's not only just Celaena. This will be an enormous plot twist, I tell you. I was like in shock when I read this. It's not just about an assassin girl, it's about much more than that. She is a princess. And then in Airfire, she will meet Rowan, which is a fae of like 300 years old. And Celaena discovers that she is a fae princess. And she needs training. She doesn't know what powers she has or how to even be a fae and any of that. So she meets up with Rowan, who will train her, and they hate each other. They do not like each other. But then later on, they will catch some feelings. I think Airfire is my favorite book in the series, because you will see a lot of improvement between her and Rowan, and I think that's just beautiful. That's what I think about Airfire. And then you're gonna continue to Queen of Shadows. And now I have the new cover, these are the new covers. They're dark. Right now the books will become thicker. That's something to think about. The books will become thicker. This book is 644 pages. You will get introduced into more characters like a lead, a Lorcan, and others. And also Selena, now called Aelin, will be more learning about herself, about her abilities. She'll grow more into a woman, which I think is so beautiful. It's a beautiful link to the first book and then later on in the series. Yeah, Queen of Shadows. I'll just read the back, that's much better. Selena Sardathian has embraced her identity as Elena Galathenius, Queen of Terrasen. That's what I'm saying. She is more than Selena. But before she can reclaim her throne, she must fight. She will fight for her cousin, a warrior prepared to die for her. She will fight for her friend, a young man trapped in an unspeakable prison. And she will fight for her people. Everyone Aelin loves has been taken from her. Everything she holds dear is in danger. But she has the heart of a queen, and the heart beats for vengeance. So in this book, you will meet Maeve. You will also meet her in Airfire. Maeve is the villain in the book, and she holds people prison. Rowan has been a prisoner too, and Maeve is jealous of Aelin. She's jealous of what she's capable of, and she discovers that she is the Queen of Terrasen, and she does not want Aelin to be the Queen of Terrasen. So she'll do anything to take her prison, and so that will not happen. But Aelin is the Queen of Terrasen, and she's much more powerful. So yeah, we'll get introduced to new characters. We'll get introduced to a more powerful woman than you will ever know. Queen of Shadows is the 4th book. Now there's another little thing that's could be difficult because we're getting to the 2 books that happened at the same time. Yeah, it's about these books, Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. These 2 books happen at the exact same moment, but this book, Empire of Storms, is about Aelin, Rowan, Elite, Lorcan, yeah, those characters. This book is about Cowell and Yennefer Towers. Something happen between them. Cowell was the servant for Prince Dorian in the first books. So these 2 books happen at the exact same moment, but the characters are at different places. Aelin is at a different place than Cowell because something will happen to Cowell. He will get paralyzed, and Yennefer Towers is a healer, and she will do anything to heal Cowell. So that's what this book is mostly about. It's also incredibly thick. This book is incredibly boring if you read it alone. Like if you read it normally, it's boring, I'm telling you. So that's why the people in the fandom created a tandem read. You might think, Lynn, what's a tandem read? It's a way how to read these 2 books at the same time as one book. Because they happen in the same time, some person, I don't know who, made a list of how to do this. So a tandem read is like you read a couple chapters of this book and then a couple chapters of this book. And then you read the books at the same time, which makes this one way more interesting because this book is very fun. A lot happens here. This one's more boring, but also necessary for you to understand the story. So you need to read this too. So a tandem read is what I did, and I really recommend it. It could be very scary for you because I have never done a tandem read before. I understand it's very scary, but it's actually very easy. You just hold on to the paper. I'll put the list somewhere here and the link where I found it so you can also look it up. But that's what I really recommend for these 2 books, because otherwise the story will be very hard to understand, because if you read first this whole book and then this one, it's just difficult. You will understand it better if you read them both. Yeah, it's more like they're preparing for a war between Maeve and Aelin, because Maeve gets more powerful and she needs to capture Aelin so nothing will happen. But Aelin has her friends and her warriors, and they will fight with her to the death. Yeah, you will just love these 2 books. So that's what I recommend for these 2. And then for the final book of the series, Kingdom of Ash. This book is enormous. It's like super thick. It's 1,000 pages. This book took me a very long time to read. It's pretty heavy because it's thick. This book will end with a war between Maven, Aelin, and I'm not saying who will succeed, but I'm telling you that this is an amazing end of the story. It's heartbreaking because you will literally grow into the story and into the characters. They will mean something for you, and reading the final book will be very heartbreaking for you. Kingdom of Ash has a lot of emotional moments, and I've seen so many people who went crying. This book. Oh my god. Because of the whole story of the characters, what will happen to them, you will get to know them as if they're your friends. It's insane how much you will pulled into the series, and it will mean so much more to you than just a book. I promise you, it will be something that you will have to carry with you for your life. It's been a year since I read this series, and I'm still thinking about it, like, a lot. If I'm in tough moments, I'm like thinking, what would Aelin do? It's insane, I know, the people are not even real, but they are real in here. So the series also helped me a lot, since I was myself 16 when I started the series, and Aelin in Assassin's Blade was also 16. So it's weird, like I kind of grew up with her. I don't know if I can say that. But I learned a lot about this series. I learned a lot about myself, how to come up for myself and how to be powerful, because, you know, life is not easy. It sounds really like cringe saying this all, but it's how the book series feels for me, and I can assure you that if you read it, you will feel the same way. Just take some time off for work or school if you finish, because you'll be sad. You will not be ready to finish. That's what I had. Now, my honest review. I think you can already hear my enthusiasm and the way how I talk about the series is that I find this series a complete 5 stars. Every single book. Tower of Dawn is a little disappointing, but if you read it together with Empire of Storms, then it would be much better for you. Sarah J. Maas wrote the series in some kind of way that you will be pulled into the story as if the characters were your friends, and I think she did a really good job at doing that. Because the series is so big, there's so many pages and so many books in the series that you will be pulled into the characters too. You know, how they grew up, their development, because Selena has an enormous development, I can tell you that. She's from a very shy orphan assassin to the lost Queen of Terrasen, who has incredible magic and super powerful powers. Just seeing how much she grew in the series, how her growth became real, is it's super cool. So I really do recommend this series with everything of me. I've made a lot of edits about Throne of Glass on my TikTok channel, like a lot. I don't know if I will continue with my TikTok channel, since my edits, I don't have that much inspiration anymore, and I have a feeling that everything I make is the same. And with YouTube, I can make everything different. Every video could be different. So that's why I've started on here. Anyways. Throne of Glass, I give it 5 stars. The author also made many more famous series like Ekotar, but Throne of Glass is for always my favorite series, no matter what. So this is my honest review about the book series. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, then please leave a like, and if you want more of reviews, I could also always make them. So if you want a review of another book or another book series, just comment them in the comments. If you have any recommendations on videos that I should make, also put it in the comments. That will just only help me, and I'll be very happy to see what you guys are interested in. So that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have something about my information recommendations. yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. That will mean a lot to me, and see you in the next video. Bye!